What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle Create Space. Link will be in the description box below. As usual, this video is entitled Scared to Make Your Parents' Mistakes. You know, a lot of us, um, when we were raised, were told what not to do by the mistakes our parents, maybe our grandparents, extended family has made in life. Nothing's wrong with that. But it comes a point where you got to ask yourself, did that shackle you? Did that handcuff you? Did that um, imprison your ability to do some of the things you want to do in life or to follow your dreams? And what I mean by that is this. Some of you didn't follow your dreams in life because other people, your parents or family members had bad experiences following theirs. It didn't work out well. So you don't want to make the mistakes that they've made that cause their dreams to crumble. But that doesn't mean you should be so scared that you don't pursue your dreams. And that becomes a problem because some people don't really truly pursue their dreams and passions because they've looked at everybody around them, their core family and extended family's mistakes, and because they've made mistakes, um, now you're stuck in paralysis of analysis. So you really never do anything. You just, I can't do this because such and such made that mistake and it didn't go well. I can't do that because such and such did that and that didn't go well. So what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I have to do the perfect thing. No, you don't. Sometimes the mistake isn't the problem. The problem is never pressing forward after that mistake was made. You're not gonna be perfect. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna fall down. You gotta dust yourself off and get up. And that's what I'm getting at. Because that's the same thing with a lot of relationships that are not being taught. Is that they're not gonna be perfect. You're gonna you're gonna meet and fall in love with an imperfect person, and you're gonna have to deal with their great qualities, and you're gonna have to deal with their imperfections. And you can't be scared because you know my such and such doesn't like people who drink because my mom or dad was drinking, they was crazy. So I met this person out one night and they was drinking, you know, a beer or sipping on a daiquiri or something. And now I'm just completely writing them off because they got to be alcoholic. No, they could just be chilling at a bar sipping a beer or a daiquiri. But you let your fear get in the way of that. You know, oh, this person is this or that, and I've seen how this or that it doesn't work in the long run. Mm, you could be right, but you could be wrong, is what I'm getting at. You know, as far as parenting, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that, and I see how people are so scared that they ruin their kids. I'm gonna tell you how what I mean specifically. I'm not gonna whip my kids because you know I'm scared how I don't like my parents, or my parents didn't like their parents because they got whipped, and they have a bad relationship. Well, okay, don't discipline your kids and watch when they go buck wild what happened. Then because you didn't parent them out of fear of an old relationship, that discipline was needed, or the mistake that they've made was, I'm going to give my kid everything that I didn't get or my parents weren't able to get. So when I'm in a position, I'm going to do that. It's not a good idea. Because what happens when your kid's entitled? When your kid believes you, I deserve X, Y, and Z. And how you create as entitled child is you don't make them work for anything. And they don't see your work ethic enough to respect your work ethic, what your work ethic provides, and for them to take care of the things that your work ethic has bought. So they can have a work ethic and take care of their own assets. This is why I say, don't be scared. You scared of making your parents' mistakes because sometimes the running from what you think are mistakes is really going to cause you a problem. Sometimes to break the cycle, you have to embrace the mistakes made in the cycle. You have to go around and walk through that very same fire that um, unfortunately created a lot of problems. You can't break the cycle by running away from it, basically. You know, sometimes we we don't want to make the same mistakes as our parents or grandparents by some of our fiscal decision making because we see the negative results of it, which is understandable. But you also got to understand if you have more knowledge than they do about finance, then more you have more options than they do to work with. They might be working with a limited they might have worked with a limited knowledge of how to use their finances. You if you don't have that knowledge, that limited knowledge, you should be working from an expanded mindset. So you should I can't do this, I can't do that. Me personally, I'm cheap. I'm frugal. I don't have a problem with it, right? But it's not like how can I say this? But I have life insurance. I have I've been putting in my retirement for over a decade. Because I've been working for over a decade. I never when I the minute I started, that's what I've been doing. I live really within or below my means, and I plan for the um, the inevitable because things are gonna break, things are gonna fall apart, and I'm not a flashy person. You know, I live I live um, I live, drive, and dress ultra casual. I don't have to be seen, but you know I'm also not gonna how can I say this go on vacations and go on trips because I need to feel important. But at the same time, for me, that's a problem because everybody tells me I need a vacation. I just never take one. I like grinding more than I do vacationing. I'm just gonna be honest. But that was, and you got older family members. That's how granddad worked to death, right? That might, and that, you know what, and that's a mistake that granddad made, and that's a mistake that I gotta watch out for. But at the same time, sometimes it's bigger than that. You know, I grew up in granddad's house. Maybe I want somebody to grow up in my house. You feel me? So is it really a mistake or not? The other thing is decision making. Don't be afraid to be able to live with the consequences of a decision because you live with the decisions that your parents make when you was a kid and sometimes as an adult because you have to pay they may not have to pay for their mistakes you made. So you might be scared of making mistakes because you don't want your kids to pay for the mistakes that you make. But just understand it's a two-way street. If you make good decisions, um, they may pay for your mistakes, but they also are going to inherit the benefits of your good decisions that you didn't have, that you didn't get. So understand both. That's why I said don't be afraid, because there are two sides to every coin. Everything ain't going to always be bad. There's a good side to everything. You just have to be able to look for the positive, find the positive, and work in the positive. And everything is going to work out. So that's just my 2 cents on this. We out.